Hi guys, welcome to my channel. It's your girl Ada. In today's video I'm going to show you guys how I made a baby dress using organza fabric and satin fabric. I think this dress, an intermediate sewer can actually make this dress, and I think it's a really lovely outfit for a baby girl. So anyways, if you would like to know how to make this dress, please keep on watching this video, and as usual, don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and I will see you guys in my next video. So the first thing I'm going to do is to fold my fabric in half and then measure the width, which is 14 inches, and then I fold it again. So we're going to fold the fabric 4 times. After folding, I just mark out 1 inch from the top of the fabric to represent my seam allowance, and then I use my free hand to join the points which I have made. So after that, I'm going to mark my neck measurement. My neck measurement is 2.5 inches for the width and also 2.5 inches for the neck depth. So then I'm going to use my French curve to join the 2 points that I have made, and I'm just going to form that curve. Then after taking that measurement, after forming the curve, I am going to take my shoulder measurement and plot it. My baby's shoulder is about 8 inches. Now I'm going to divide that 8 inches by 2 to give us 4 inches. So I'm going to mark 4 inches on the fabric, and then I'm just going to leave that for now. Then the next measurement I'm going to take is the half length. That is the measurement from the shoulder to like the waist of my baby. So that's going to be about 6.5 inches, and I'm just going to go all through to mark that point, to mark the point properly. If you have a ruler, you can use your ruler at this point to also join the points and draw a straight line to make it more visible when you are plotting your own. So then after, we're going to measure our round waist or our waist circumference. So my baby's waist circumference is 10 inches. I divided it by 2 to get 5 inches. So I just marked that on the waist, the point where the waistline is. I just marked 5 inches from the end of the fabric to that point. Then I also marked 4 inches from the end of the shoulder down to that point as well, and then I just joined it with a straight line, which I drew freehand, of course. That is going to indicate my armhole measurement. So you mark 4 inches for your armhole, then you draw your curve. You can use your French curve to draw your curve, but I decided to do mine freehand. And because this is the front of the bodice, the curve is is more curved than the one for the back of the bodies, but I'm going to show you that one as well. So then after doing that, of course, I just added my sewing allowance, which is 1 inch, and I just extended it as well, and join my points using freehand. Please do use a ruler if you are not comfortable using your freehand for this. I also added 1 inch at the base for sewing allowance as well, and joined it with my freehand. So I'm done with the front part of the bodice, so I'm just going to use my scissors and cut it, and then we'll go ahead and make the back as well. So after you're done cutting, you should have a bodice that looks like this, a front bodice. And then let's cut the back. So for the back, we're just going to place the front bodice on the fabric that has been folded in two as well. And then we are going to mark out 1 inch first for the zip allowance. So from the edge of the fabric, you mark out 1 inch for the zip allowance, then you place your bodice on a fold from that 1 inch point and just trace it as well. So we're just going to make a few adjustments to this because this is the back bodice. The neck is going to be higher, of course. So I'm just going to mark about 2 inches as my neck depth, and then I'm going to mark another. No, I'm just going to use the same measurement for my width, but my depth is going to be different so that the back of the neck will be higher than the front. So after that, I am going to trace. Basically, I'm going to trace out, but I'm also going to make the shoulder to be a lot less curved than that of the front, because as well the back is normally a lot less curved. So I'm just going to use freehand to make another less curved line, and then I'm going to trace the remaining part and cut it out. So now that I'm done cutting, you can see that the back is going to be in two separate parts, and then I'm going to duplicate all that I have cut out on another fabric, a linen fabric, and use it as my interfacing. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut the lower part of my dress, which is the skirt part. Now this is going to be an A-line skirt. To do this, I'm going to measure the waist of my bodice, which is about 12.5 inches. Make sure you measure the waist of the bodice to actually get the accurate measurement. Now I'm going to simply divide that measurement by 2 to get about 6.3 thereabout, and I'm just going to mark it on the fabric that I've gotten for the skirt. Now I folded this fabric in two before taking this measurement, before marking down this measurement. So after marking the 6.3 as the waist, I'm just going to use my freehand to draw straight down to indicate the A-line shape of the skirt. Then I'm just going to use my scissors to cut it as well. Pardon my blunt scissors. Do not try this at home. So anyways, I have cut it now, and you can see the skirt has two parts, the front and the back part. So we're just going to also cut interfacing for it, and then go ahead to join all the parts. Now for the outer part of the skirt, it's going to be an organza fabric, because it's like going to be like a ball dress, a ball gown. So for the outer part, I have cut I'm going to cut about 14 inches in length of organza fabric, and For the width is actually about 50 something thereabout. I just got a whole yard, and I just used the whole yard as the width, and then I just cut the length to be 14 inches because that's the length of the skirt part of the dress. So I use my free hand, of course, to join the points that I have made, and I use my scissors to cut it out. This fabric is actually on a fold. I have folded it in four to make it easier to cut, but it's actually really long. So as you can see, now that I've opened it up, it's actually really long. So I just cut it out like that, and then I'm going to fold it in two as well to cut and cut it in half. This is for the both the front and the back part of the skirts that I have made. So I'm going to use the organza fabric on each of them. So you just cut that fabric that you have cut out into, and then go ahead to make your gathers. Now for your gathers, you're going to use thread and needle. You can also use your machine. You can put it on the running stitch setting and then go ahead and just make running stitches, but I decided to use my thread and needle to do this. So you just use it and join and make running stitches, sorry, and then when you've made the running stitches, when you've gotten to the end, you simply pull to get your gathers. As you can see, you pull like this to get your gathers. So I'm done, and this is me pulling it, and you can see the gathers are coming out nicely. So just make sure you make your gathers to be about the same length with the width of your waist. That's the waist of your skirt. So I actually went over my skirt just to make sure the measurement was appropriate. Then I used my machine, of course, to tighten it, and then I already joined all the parts together. That is my interfacing with the skirt and the outer part and the top as well. Then here I'm showing you, I'm going to put my zip, and then I'm going to sew the parts together. You join the two outer parts first, then you join the inner parts later, and then of course I put my zip here. And then now I'm going to show you how to make a bow, because I intend on putting a bow in the back of this dress. So for the bow, you just get a rectangle like this of your choice, depending on the measurement you want. So for mine, it's about 15.5 inches. So I folded the fabric like this and sewed along the two edges of that fabric, and then I also got another rectangle, a longer rectangle, which is about 17 inches, and of course you fold it on the wrong side and sew. And then for the hold for my bow, I also got a smaller fabric of 5 inches, which I'm going to sew as well, and then join everything together. So as you can see here, I have actually sewed it and turned the fabric. I have turned it over and then ironed the right part of it. So now I'm going to make my bow. So to make your bow, you just fold and fold and fold in three, and then hold the middle of the bow together. And then the bow is going to have something like a belt, like a drop down like belt. So that's why I made the extra band. So we're just going to put that as well in the center of the bow, and then use the smaller band to hold the bow together. And of course use your machine to sew the back, and so you have your bow. As you can see now, this is my dress completed. I put little flower details in front, and at the back I have attached the bow with my thread and needle, as you can see. So you can also go ahead and try this. It's actually quite easy to make and really cute, as you can see. So now I'm just going to finally show you how to make the flower details in front. So all you do is just get a square or a rectangle of fabric and just a little one, and then cut it, cut the edges as you can see like this, to get a circle. So if you open this up, you're going to see a circle, and then I use my thread and needle to just sew around the edges of the circle. That's to make running stitches around the edges of the circle. So I'm just going to do that quickly, as you can see here. It's actually really pretty easy to do this, so you just make those stitches quickly round. And I have gotten back to the point where I began, so I will now draw the thread to kind of just pull the thread, and it appears and it begins to come together like this, and you have something like this. Then you just go in again with your thread and needle and kind of try to hold the base of the fabric to give it a look of a flower, or the shape of like a real flower. So that is what I went in to do with my thread and needle. Just be creative and just try to make it look like a flower basically. So that is how I made my flower, and after making it, I also attached it to my dress. So guys, that is how I made this lovely dress for my daughter. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you.